Elon Musk, South Korea is going to fall victim to the biggest threat to civilization. On September 5th, news broke out that our favorite billionaire, Elon Musk, is quite concerned about South Korea's declining population rate, which Elon considers, quote, the biggest threat to civilization, end quote. According to Bloomberg, South Korea currently has a 0.81 fertility rate, which is the lowest fertility rate of any country in the world. For context, countries need a fertility rate of 2.1 to maintain their population. So what are Elon's thoughts about population decline? Why does he claim it's, quote, the biggest threat to civilization? And why is he concerned with South Korea's fertility rate in particular? Let's find out in today's video. But before we begin, welcome to Elon Musk Times, the place to be for news about Elon Musk, Tesla, and SpaceX. And today, Elon's worries about the South Korean population. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and make sure to hit the bell icon to never miss a video. And let's dive right in. South Korea is one of the most developed nations in the world. That is quite the achievement when the nation's history is considered. For the first half of the 20th century, South Korea was nothing more than an agrarian-based Japanese colony. The country didn't get any rest after that, and it was soon a battleground. It wasn't until the country's sixth republic that it finally stabilized into a liberal democracy. Since then, South Korea has grown substantially in terms of education, economy, and culture. The country that was once one of the poorest in all of Asia has now become one of the world's wealthiest nations. Currently, South Korea is only second to Germany in Bloomberg's 2020 Innovation Index. South Korea's outstanding performance in research and development is one of the most significant indicators of the country's growth. South Korea's dedication to technological innovation reflects in some of the biggest multinationals in the world, like Samsung Group, Hyundai Motor, and LG Corporation. Although South Korea has turned dust to gold, there is a looming fear the burning flame of success might soon die out. On July 7th, Musk addressed a critical issue that is not only affecting South Korea but several other countries in the world, the underpopulation crisis. In 2021, the total fertility rate for South Korea fell to the lowest ever recorded in a highly developed nation like South Korea. Out of the 38 countries that comprise the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, South Korea is the only country whose fertility rate is below 1. To maintain a stable population, many countries need a fertility rate of 2.1. Rates above that indicate population growth, and anything below depicts population decline. For the past 5 years, the birth rate in South Korea has been steadily dropping into alarming rates. In fact, in 2020, the country recorded more deaths than births, indicating a shrink in the country's number of inhabitants. As Musk pointed out, South Korea is on the verge of losing about half its population in its capital. Taking a critical look at South Korea, it is pretty evident that the world is going through a population death cross. It's not just a prosperous country in Asia, as several countries, especially in the developed world, are shrinking at quite an alarming rate. In the United States, the fertility rate declined from 2.12 to 1.64 from 2007 to 2020. In South Korea, like many other countries, women choose to have babies later in life than in previous generations. In 2021, for instance, the average age women gave birth to their first child was 33.4. That is 0.2 years older than the previous year in the country. The declining birth rate can have numerous effects on the country. In South Korea, the population is getting older. This means that there will be fewer people of working age available to support the country. As of last November, almost 17% of South Koreans are over 65 years old, while about 12% are aged 14 and under. The figures have alarmed the wealthiest man on earth, who led the clarion call and expressed his opinion. Musk has said on several occasions that Earth is experiencing a, quote, population collapse, end quote. As a father of 7, Musk insists that population decline is one of the biggest problems facing the Earth and its inhabitants. More than Earth needs people, Musk also points out that Mars also needs many people to develop the planet. In his tweet, Musk said, and I quote, "Mars has a great need for people, seeing as its population is currently 0. Humans are the custodians of other life on Earth. Let us bring life to Mars," end quote. The billionaire has expressed several concerns about the fertility rate reports, worrying that civilization might be fading away slowly if measures are not taken immediately. Musk is constantly urging people to take a good look at the data and see the danger he is spotting ahead. While many good and smart people think there are already too many people in the world, Musk begs to differ. The population, he argues, is not growing out of control. In fact, he insists it is barely sustained. With a dire warning, Musk said, quote, "If people don't have more children, civilization is going to crumble. Mark my words," end quote. This is not the first time Musk has brought up the topic of population collapse. Musk has always insisted that the population crisis is something to be worried about. In 2019, he feared that the biggest problem the world would face in 20 years would be population collapse. At that time, he pointed out the demographics of several countries that are already recording an accelerating decline in birth rates. As the billionaire has previously opined, population collapse due to low birth rates is a more significant challenge than global warming. His constant warnings about the reduction of the world population are not a sentiment acceptable to everyone. Notably, many environmentalists have pointed out issues like climate change as good enough reasons not to bring new life into the world. Even while the billionaire is doing his bit to add life to the planet, the United Nations disagrees with his warnings. Joseph Chamey, a consulting demographer and former United Nations Population Division Director, certainly doesn't. With his wealth of knowledge carefully dispersed in several books, Chamey said, quote, "Musk is better off making cars and engineering than at predicting the trajectory of the population," end quote. While Chamey does agree that there is a population decline in certain countries, he does not believe it is a problem the entire world needs to be worried about. The United Nations insists that the fertility rate has not collapsed, even if it has significantly dropped. But what about the planet being too small for more people? While voicing his concerns over underpopulation, Musk found a like-minded individual in Prene Patrol on the Blue app. Both insist that the planet has what it takes to cater to the needs of 2 to 3 times the current population. In a tweet that expressed that exact sentiment, Patrol said, quote, "People say overpopulation is the problem. Sigh. Earth could basically maintain 2 to 3 times the current population. Earth has enough resources. This mindset that people have regarding overpopulation needs to shift, and people need to be made aware of population collapse," end quote. Musk endorsed the tweet with a firm yes. While Musk and Patel might believe that more children are the answer, many other people are shaking their heads at the idea of many kids or even kids at all. A study revealed that the average American woman would like to have only 2 children, but many of them would choose to have kids later in life. Another issue that has dramatically highlighted the reduced fertility rate is the COVID-19 pandemic. The effect of the pandemic has worsened the disparities between the 2 genders and further reduced fertility all over the world. This issue is further exacerbated by the economic situation of countries like South Korea, making it difficult to have children. The effect of social distancing also delays gatherings like dates and weddings, making it harder to find prospective partners. To conclude, according to Musk, humans as a species might die out, but not from a zombie apocalypse as the movies claim, but simply from not bringing enough new people into the world. According to Elon, to save humanity and keep the species from dying out, it seems everyone would have to pull their weight and find a way to the bedroom again. Alright, so what do you guys have to say about this? Do you think making more people is the answer? Or do you think Elon's really just concerned about the population of Mars and doesn't really care about Earth anymore? Let us know in the comments below, or just leave a fist bump if you liked the video. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon too so you won't miss the next one. And have the best day.